Irrigation. Water is a treasure of life and is also a basic component of all types of agriculture. The soil becomes barren without water. The basic source of water is rainfall in India, and most of the agriculture is rain-fed. The success of crops in most areas is dependent on timely monsoons and sufficient rainfall spread throughout most of the growing season. If the monsoons are erratic with respect to onset, intensity, duration and distribution, then agriculture will have a higher impact. To avoid this situation, an alternate method called irrigation is adopted for regular supply of water to the agricultural fields. Thus, irrigation is defined as the application of water to the soil for the purpose of supplying moisture essential for plant growth, especially during stress periods. Intermittent drought and poor rainfall poses a serious threat to rain-fed farming areas. Under such conditions, irrigation systems are adopted to supply water from different water sources. Some common sources of irrigation are wells. The groundwater is an important source for irrigation from wells. Wells are of two types, dug wells and tube wells. Dug wells. They are open wells and get water from water-bearing strata. They soon become dry whenever the water table goes down and are generally owned by farmers privately. Tube wells. Privately owned shallow tube wells are mostly run by electrically operated or diesel operated pump sets. Canal system. Canal system of irrigation is considered best because of its interrelation with a number of other aspects. For example, generation of hydroelectricity, flood control and other hazards. Canals draw water from rivers or from artificial reservoirs. They are divided into branches and distributaries to cover maximum areas for irrigation. River lift system. In areas where the canal system is a failure due to inadequate reservoir release, the river lift system is more rational. Water from the rivers is directly drawn into supplement irrigation in areas drawn close to rivers. Tanks. These are water reservoirs where water is stored for irrigation, flood control, pisciculture, etc. They help in rainwater harvesting and recharging groundwater. The rainwater is collected and recycled into ground by digging tunnels. This water percolates into the soil. Thus, the water table is maintained. It can also be poured into a well or used for filling ponds in low level. Fresh initiatives for increasing the water availability for agriculture include rainwater harvesting and watershed management. Rainwater harvesting. Rainwater is collected and recycled into ground by digging canals. Watershed management. Small check dams are built up in watershed areas to increase percolation of water into ground. Reduce flow of rainwater into ground. Reduce flow of rainwater to prevent soil erosion. Advantages of irrigation. Irrigation has many advantages over reliance on natural water supplies. Water by irrigation supplies more hydrogen and oxygen elements to the crop plants. Irrigation of crops makes the soil moist, which is required for germination of seeds. Irrigation loosens the soil and thus helps in elongation and growth of roots.